that was real messy. Good morning, Mexico, and welcome to Doctor Who Series 1, Episode 12, Bad Wolf, where today we are also going to be covering a series with the next one, Parting Ways. It's the big day. Yesterday, we celebrated Star Wars Day, May the 4th, in the traditional manner of just absolutely bashing Star Trek. And, you know, releasing a garbage episode of Star Trek. It really was, Caden. I'm joined by Caden again. Say hi. I think maybe he died. You were talking.
What? Hello?
Oh, there we go. Yep. Did you say hi before?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get back to that. But today, we're going to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, and of course, the traditional way of murdering a working-class northerner. And replacing him with a Scotsman is, of course, traditional. I am dropping frames, and I've got to... Caden's dropping out a bit, and I think I might have my Wi-Fi settings incorrectly configured. Auto configuration has been disabled. Cool. I mentioned this in a stream before, where there's basically something in my internet, in the operating system, that checks every like 5 seconds if there's a better connection, which kills my ping. It gives me like a 5-second ping. I think it's like a 3-second ping every 5 seconds, which is why my internet was garbage despite having like 700 download. And so I have to disable that feature. But it means that the computer doesn't look if there's a better connection. So when it restarts, it won't initially look for the internet, and it won't connect to the internet. So I have to enter a command into the command prompt to disable it. We'll turn it back on, then turn it back off. I've got like the commands in a notepad, and that's how I use the internet.
Oh, that's awful.
Is with a command prompt. But, I mean, it's only like 275 frames. But 4%, that's not 4%. 3%. We'll keep going down. I think we're good because we can't buffer, and it's the big day, the day we say goodbye to Christopher Eccleston. I mean, we'll go into detail on this at the end, but you were telling me before the stream, you were like, it's sad, big day. So
yeah,
I've converted you to the Eccleston club.
It's true. I've grown close to him over this season.
He gets better every time you go through, and like the more you experience of the world, if you ever do the classics like the expanded media, but just the future episodes as well, and you go back and you kind of realize how good he was, because I think he's overlooked, because you know, in 2005 he was the first one for a lot of people. I mean, obviously he was the 9th, but you know, he was my first, he was a lot of people's first. But you don't stay with him for long. We actually knew he was leaving. That got leaked, like, after his first episode aired. So, this regeneration was supposed to be a surprise. It was supposed to be a massive surprise at the end. He'd regenerated. Oh. And it was leaked, like, hours after the first episode or something. Brutal. And they had to, like, rush announce David Tennant. It wasn't a rush. It just really made it look like a rush. But, of course, after Eccleston is David Tennant. So, you know, he kind of gets forgotten about.
Yeah.
I think. And after Tennant is Smith and the Pawns, like, that was popular. And most people don't really go back to him, I don't think.
He's good. He's really good.
You see on Reddit, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, where should I start? And you'll see people being like, oh, you can start at season 2. And then there's, like, the sling of comments like, but why? It's 13 episodes, and they're good.
Yeah, they're
like,
great.
There's a middling episode, and the rest are good to great. It's like, why? You lose out on the rose. Why would you start at season 2?
Yeah, it is, and it is like, it is bite-sized. You can just run through it, and it's so perfect.
Saying you could start with like season 5, that's Matt Smith. Like I get that, you know, sure, that's a jumping on point. But why season 2? It's not even like you have to indulge through a bad season 1 or a long. It's like bad early and it gets good later. It's just like, I don't know. It's not long. But anyway, I have to go through my spiel, where Whoops, I've just shown a black bar on the screen. Yes, we are basically, if you don't know what you were doing for some reason, we are doing a live, essentially making a live audio commentary track for the episode. That is, for legal reasons, of course, I cannot just stream an episode of Doctor Who or even the audio. So is bring your own audio and video. That is unfortunate for Doctor Who because I don't know why I'm stumbling today. That's unfortunate because there are two versions of Doctor Who. There's the original UK broadcast, and there is the original US broadcast, which is what we are watching today, because that is what the American Blu-rays and I think DVDs use for. Just trust me, you don't want to. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Well, you might, but trust me, you're not worth the burden on your life.
It's a heavy weight.
I spend too much time thinking about this. Like, even the American because I got the British Blu-rays just sidetrack for the 60th and the Christmas special, and my Blu-ray player doesn't seem to recognize them even though they're region free, but it might be my TV because a lot of American TVs, especially older ones, don't play 25 frames per second for some reason, even though the same models in like Europe will. Look, you don't want to be burdened with this knowledge. But anyway, if you're watching this live, it's the US version. Oh man, there's way too big a gap between that because in the description, it'll tell you if it's the US or UK version. Because after this week, I finally got to stop being lazy and start uploading sped up versions of these live streams to coincide with the UK versions. I don't know what streaming platforms have. Please tell me. But yeah. You know, I saw on Reddit yesterday, someone was trying to do they were watching a YouTuber who was doing watch-alongs of season 1, but their episodes seemed to end about 5 minutes before the YouTubers. And part of me was like, this is why I do my big spiel at the start of every episode. But the other part of me was like, were you watching me? And like you missed it or something. Like so I don't know, because like how many people could possibly be doing this, you know, or like going back to season 1 right now. Like I'm a very small, but we actually get a decent number of views, right?
Yeah,
let me get this up. No one watches this live. Oh no, I've got rid of the thumbnail. However, I was looking, especially for bigger episodes, we get some view counts that rival like my Star Trek ones. Okay, don't get like too excited. Well, 14 people the last one, 33 people for the episode you weren't in. That was the Stephen Moffat one. 24 for Father's Day. Yeah, you're really bringing us down here. No one. 9 for the long game. No one likes the long game. 28 for Dalek. So you know the more popular episodes are getting more views. Actually, here's an interesting one. One of the two-parters I split across. 28 people watched this first part of the Slovene episode. 15 watched the second part.
Oh.
So yeah, drop off. 39 for Rose. I mean, we're for me, like in what we're doing, that's all pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd probably hate to see the retention time on those videos, but you know.
You don't look.
Really, this is all just a massive 3-year ploy to get Caden to watch the new Doctor Who, and that's already worked.
Yeah,
so
it is.
Yeah. He'll be joining us next week. We should have opened with that. Next week we're starting Shooty Gadwa. We'll do all his episodes. It's Sunday at noon Pacific Standard Time. That's the same time as these streams. For a good while. After Discovery ends, I might move that to Saturdays. But I'll try and find a time that gives the UK audience enough time, even if they want to wait till it airs on BBC. Because I want to. That was a problem with the 60th. I did them like within an hour after it ended or something. And I got a lot of feedback, especially from some of my regular viewers, who's like, man, I'd love to watch this, but I work a weird shift, and so I literally don't have time to watch the episode and then come see it. And I'm like, ooh, I hadn't thought of that. You're absolutely right. But we'll figure it out. Right. We should probably get going. We got a doctor to murder. We got a David Tennant to tease and then just throw aside for the next 7 weeks.
Yeah.
We will be continuing with David Tennant right after Shooty's done, but yeah, Shooty Gadwa. He comes after. Well, I was gonna say he comes after David Tennant, but. All right, we're gonna do a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And on go, we're all gonna hit play, right? And if you're British, you're just gonna have to deal with the fact that the countdown's a little off. It's steady, but it's not a second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Remembering I can just hit space instead of. Well, okay. Well, I guess we're gonna restart that. Is that my hard drive? I think did VLC Media. Hang on. Look, at least it happened on second one, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
the
hang
first
on.
opportunity.
Yeah, no. Reset. This happens every now. Once I did a 2-parter for Star Trek, and I started with part 2 because they were named wrong on my computer.
So funny.
All right, we'll do it again. Same countdown and everything. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that one's better. Better.
Beautiful.
If it freezes after the intro, we're just gonna live with it.
What month is are we gonna move from Gatwa to Tennant? Is that is Gatwa June and July?
Weeks from today. I think it's the 1st of July. Yeah, so for all the people who don't care about the 15th Doctor for some reason, June 30th? That's the Christmas invasion?
Okay. A number of those you'll get great viewer counts because I'll miss them.
Oh, well, it's okay. Season 2, honestly, isn't great. It's got a lot of duds.
What the hey?
Yeah. So you gotta be here for the ones that matter. Oh, by the way, some people think this episode's a little dated. I love it. It's very 2005. You'll figure out why.
I think I immediately remember this episode.
Yeah,
but I don't like remember it.
The one where it's like Big Brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, being American, watching this as a kid, a lot of the jokes, like I knew it was real reality TV shows. I'd heard of Big Brother.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I didn't realize these were all like real game shows or shows in the UK. I could see the Big Brother, which I assume is on BBC, which is why they can do this, actually doing like a Doctor Who. They get all the Doctor episodes in, and no one likes it, but they do it anyway. Could you imagine Christopher Eccleston actually on like a reality TV show? I don't think they wouldn't do that. Yeah, that wasn't even in the script. That was just Christopher Eccleston. Like, right, I'm done. Yeah. This isn't what I signed up for.
They didn't tell him what the episode was. They just threw him in there.
It's fun. I like how 2005 it is, because for a show that at this point was like, what, 40 years old, give or take, I kind of like when you can see bits of the era, but not in the sense that like everyone's got 2005 computers and big phones and the music they play, like that sort of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But I could understand why some people didn't like this. Yeah, this show right here, I thought it was a parody of like, or just like a fake version of a lot of trivia shows. Oh, it's trans. That's the look of, I'm gonna win this trivia contest so easy.
Wow. Consistently watching Doctor Who is just like living in deja vu for 45 minutes every Sunday.
Well, it's okay. Next Sunday, it's all gonna be new. Well, not for me. It'll be deja vu because Russell D Davies has come back, and I've been like watching the newer stuff. But for you, it's gonna be new.
Yeah.
It's gonna be this, but in HD.
Oh, see, that's gonna be Uncanny Valley.
So this is a 10 out of 10 pun I did not get as an American because The Weakest Link is hosted by a woman named Anne.
Oh, that's funny.
Here's the tease you got last week.
Oh, yeah.
So, wait, how do they describe it? His fashion. You say it's Tom Hanks' Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Hey. I don't know. Maybe. Oh. That was it. That's what they used.
They say farmer?
Oklahoma farmer, yeah. You say Tom Cruise. And this is why we blur the stream. We'll have to go back to next week. We'll see the viewing figures of this episode. I love how he glances down as well. Very subtle, but with his eyes, like, your viewing figures just went up. I think I'll say that the only reality TV show I think I've seen is Survivor, because we watched that with Dad. I don't know if you did. Yeah.
That's about it.
If this was in America, this would be Survivor, you know.
That'd be so funny. The Doctor and Survivor.
Well, this is what it was like if you were British. You were watching this, and it's like, basically, it's Survivor. Oh, so this is right after the last episode. Well. Fun reference is that the transmat beam is from Classic, who just the teleporter, you know. I'm gonna look up actually. Having never seen Big Brother, I've always wondered how close this set is to like an actual Big Brother set. Because you see those weird doors. I always imagine those are actual doors in the Big Brother set that go like outside or something, but they've closed them off because this is actually a set. Oh, it looks nothing like that. If Big Brother House Interior 2005 is anything to go off of. But every image is totally different, to be fair.
I like this one's further non-linear, I don't know, way of story that's different than the other ones. It's just a tight season. So much variety.
Yeah,
I like it.
They're just all doing different things. It's weird.
Yeah.
You're trying to figure out what's going on. I didn't answer because I remembered that one. No idea. Aw, she beat me. Oh. Don't know. Torchwood. I kind of that cheated. Varsity Knowledge Bowl captain 2 years running. That would have been my guess. This is more stressful than Knowledge Bowl. Red.
White.
Ha! I love the trivia stuff. I don't ever really usually watch these shows, but whenever they're on, like, yeah. If you don't know, Knowledge Bowl is like Jeopardy, but if it was a sport. That's why is it different? Is this more or less Tom Cruise?
Less. Needs a jacket. Oh, yeah.
What? Yeah.
Now we're feeling
yeah, there we go.
Mission Impossibly with the leather. The brown ones feel Top Gun military pilot.
He's got a little bit of like 80s action hero vibe, you know? Like if today they made a like retro 80s style movie, that's what the guy'd look like.
Yeah.
She's such a sassy android. I love it. That's the first time I think that joke has landed.
She even wrote it in bubble letters.
Who did Rose?
Yeah, you could see it for like
a second. She does not know what's going on. Like, to the viewing public, she must look like an absolute savage.
Yeah.
I'd love a follow-up where Rose is like some sort of, you know, just horrible figure. She's like the hated one in the TV. But I've always wondered about this, right? This is an actual show. So is there a trivia show where you vote off someone every round? Because that feels like a bad way to do it, because they'd always vote off the cleverest person. But presumably if you get the most right, you can't vote for them. I love how she still has to say it, though, as well. And but she does it fast. It's all about the branding.
I think I would like to see a trivia show full of people who don't know anything about anything. I think that would be funny.
Well, I could try and get like the Knowledge Bowl book from the teacher that runs it. And like you could do it against, well, Gage also did it. We could find some people who didn't do trivia.
Whoever can be the most confidently wrong person to gaslight you and make you really think it's right.
As varsity captain of the Knowledge Bowl team 2 years running, we actually, wait, no, I was only captain one. I was on the team twice. But anyway, oh yeah, like a big part of it is just being confident when you're not actually sure and knowing when to be confident. There's like a big mind game. Mm-hmm. We were a spooky team as well. Literally, like people would see us walk by and then murmur and be like, "Is that schoolmate here?" You know. I don't want to dox ourselves too much, but you know that's what our parents would say, at least, is like, because they, of course, they wouldn't say that to us. You know, they know the mind games. I got a Letterman jacket for it too.
Oh.
I wonder where that went.
I
think it's in your closet. Yeah, your closet. A fitness video. This is honestly how Christopher Eccleston would be if they made him be in Big Brother. I think just like everyone would love him. So he's a great guy, actually. He's like he left because of he thought there were like big rights violations for the workers on this set. He like constantly just slags off the English royalty and like upper class, and he's just generally a great dude. Everything I hear about this guy. Yeah. I think all the doctors have been good people, really. None of them have been like just bad people. Good. I guess some of them have got, you know, spots you might want to look at, but you know, that second doctor's whole secret family and whatnot. But you know, yeah. Shoot. Maybe I need to put my Xbox controller in a box. No, fine.
Huh?
Unappreciated. The controller sees everything. I've got a controller on my desk.
No.
All right. We're ending the stream
you get a
early
penalty.
today.
Minus a point on that.
Oh my god, wow. Okay, if you're gonna be like this, I don't know if you can come for the 15th Doctor stuff. I mean, I think so. I wouldn't complain. See, so tightly written, just that little line. Oh, that's not Tom Cruise. No.
No.
Did we have Tom Cruise Mission Impossible? Oh, that line didn't age the best.
I missed it.
Jack Harkness said it was too clean, too, like, safe. He may be in a little bit of trouble for constantly getting his dick out on set. Yeah. It's the end of season 1, so, you know, now we can start talking about that stuff. I mean, he's not as bad, because he's mostly in trouble for being, like, an idiot, rather than being, like, awful.
Better, I suppose. Yeah.
Wow.
Golly.
His abs of steel, all that shrapnel just bouncing off. I mean, Jack Harkness is in this episode, but it's a fair amount of innuendo for a Doctor Who story. We'll see here. Yeah, like, isn't this how that real game show would work?
I think it's funny.
But, like, it must be real frustrating to watch. Like, if you're watching Jeopardy, everyone's smart, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, Bad Wolf, we spotted it. Oh, I love this song. Oh, I didn't even spot. Oh, I think I did spot that one, Bad Wolf TV.
Mm-hmm.
Then also, this is how Christopher Eccleston would be in Big Brother. It's like, finally, why have they kept me for so long? Is there ever been a Big Brother episode where someone in the show is just constantly, like, slagged off the show?
Gotta be.
Could you imagine Survivor, but, like, you really don't want to survive? That's a great YouTube title, you know? David Tennant time, everybody! Woo! Ratings are going up here, though. I tell you, they're about to be more than 60 Big Brother houses.
The grand scheme was to boost viewership on.
Yeah, that's the evil plot. That's a good villain plot though for an episode with like a big mystery, but it's just a TV show wanting ratings. I like that line. Also, yeah, now the other guy's best bet is just sit in that house. He won. I almost spoiled that one earlier when I was talking about the Big Brother houses just having fake walls because it's a set. And I realized, wait a minute. He looked at his watch for that.
Does he wear an actual watch?
Yeah, he does. But it's like just a
see that in my
time
head.
watch. It's in my thumbnail, barely. Moisturize me.
Oh, I blocked that out.
Don't know it. Might have heard that one.
Countdown is goated.
Oh yeah, Wipeout. I actually love that, where Wipeout literally hasn't changed at all. It's the exact same game. I adore that. Well, that just happens nowadays. That's the BBC. That's not as much of a joke as you think. I mean, she'd be a good companion, but that's why I think one of the first potential companions that I haven't clocked is they'd make a good companion. I think they learned to do them a bit better. Then again, I don't know if I looked at Adam and went, that's a companion. Bum, bum, bum. Do you know who's running Doctor Who now, the production studio behind it? Bad Wolf Studio. Full circle.
It's real. It really was all for the ratings.
Yes, it is a Doctor Who reference, but... That's the plot. It's the end of Ncuti Gatwa's arc. It, like, you know, the Disney deal, everything. Like, he actually goes to Disney HQ, and it's like, he meets Disney Man. Bob Disney. Bob Disney, that's his name. It is Bob. What's it? It's Bob something, but... And yeah, it's all for profits. And then he punches Bob Disney. Who's a bit of a dick. Well, that's an understatement. There's a character in the EU, an amazing character named Nobody No One. Anytime I hear someone say, like, they're no one in Doctor Who, I perk up. Just go, like, Nobody No One. I'm gonna be awful in the new series. Anytime mentions, like, no one could get through that door, I'm like, they're introducing Nobody No One. They're gonna do it, Caden. He's so good. Look him up if you're not familiar. He's genuinely... I think Death in the Family he is his second appearance. He's got 2 stories, and they're both top tier. And I'd explain it, but I think it's better if you don't know who Nobody No One is and what he does. So you have a talking gun? Torch would have a very different vibes if Jack had a talking gun. Like a K9, like it's a chirpy, cheapy little thing. Is that a lot? I love that too. That he's so condemning, but it's still like, oh, but Survivor was good, you know? See, I like that we came back to like the last one. And I was literally talking yesterday with the awful Star Trek episode that's what I wanted. They basically nuked a world and were like, that's gonna be fine. And it's like, what?
I like that with the Doctor's been having more and more wins, you know, throughout the season. And
oh
then
yeah,
it's just,
that's a big.
Oh, you know, I just destroyed Earth. No, yeah. Oops.
And I mean, you know, this is a story that's gonna kill him somehow.
Mm.
Of course, the audience knew that, but one day we'll get a shock regeneration. One day. Actually, there's one that's kind of fun. That's like a regeneration fake out I like, but yeah, and he's clearly like, oh, he's also looking for Rose, but he's clearly frustrated and like, I did this. I have to fix it now. And he's just angry at himself so much. London. Bath. Dang it! I was gonna say Tyler. Bo! I'm good at Doctor Who trivia. This is a really tense scene. I love it as well. This is like state level knowledge bowl. Raxacorcophalpatorius. Wait a minute, isn't that actually your answer? Yeah. Ooh. Weird name.
My favorite planet.
That's sci-fi. That's cheap. Or is it a Fathom? Is it sci-fi? It's sci-fi. Shoes. That's the easy answer now. Dang it! It's wrong. Reykjavik. Oh, it's not going to be Reykjavik. Is that how you say it? You know what that scene reminds me of? In Knowledge Bowl, you've got 3 teams that ring in, kind of like, what is it, Family Feud or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so the first person to ring in gets to answer. And I think this was state, like literally for getting to play for first, second, third. And the question was, here are 3 of the 4 DNA base codes. What is the 4th? And everybody knew the answer to that question, so everyone was edge of their seat, like fingers on the buttons, these 3 teams of 4, and all 12 people. And the reader was like, adenine, thymine, It's like... Sorry to ruin this scene, though.
Everything just broke down.
I do kind of find that funny, though, where Jack, he's not on Torchwood. It's the stupid freaking game murdered her. But I do love... Roses with Tennant. I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this whole sequence, though, after Rose is murdered. I love that. Just totally silent. He's clearly, going through a lot. Furious, angry at himself. Jack's a little less stoic. They're fully cooperating until just the moment. It's like Jack knew what they were waiting for, and the doctor's like, now. The doctor's in business mode. Look at that. The doctor's got a big gun. Yes, you need more alerts. Get all the alerts. Put the whole universe on alert. The doctor just picked up a big gun. That's one of the best things about the Doctor's like anti-gun, anti-violence thing is as long as it's rare enough, you can have the Doctor pick up a gun and then suddenly the stakes have gone so high. But this is the first time, so you know, that was a fake out. I love it. He's in business mode. He's just poor Jim from accountant there, like. Hello, sweetie. That's a good TARDIS model. I mean, we got a lot of good TARDIS models, but that's a good one. I've just realized they do that a lot, where Rose leaves that jacket on that railing, and it's a sign that she's gone now.
Have they done it before?
They
in this
do
season?
They do it when Rose actually leaves, with David Tennant, and the next companion walks in. Yeah. So, I mean, it's twice, but, you know, Doofenshmirtz's quote goes here. Yeah, that's also the reaction Christopher Eccleston. Christopher Eccleston is basically his doctor, but without the PTSD, as I understand
I love it.
Yeah. I wish they watched the programs. I mean, I knew this was a good one, but it's a lot better and just tenser. It's a really good regeneration episode.
It's good. I'm liking it.
Oh, yeah. Even knowing what's happening. Like, I get the tension. I get the build-up with that scene. Like... Even the TARDIS got to do something, you know? You know, maybe I should have explained this beforehand. I do feel this was something cool visual, but maybe you should have just explained it.
Should have said something.
Yeah. Dr. Rose. I didn't know she got an education in Japan. Oh, this is a great set too. I never even realized when they scrap it, but it's a great set. By the way, they scrap it in the Paradigm 11th Doctor stuff. Victory of the Daleks, that's what it's called. Well, spoilers. You heard Dalek sounds, you knew.
Yeah, I saw the eye.
I even like her role in this. Like she's kind of the driving force in this first half of the episode. The Doctor's just there, and I think that's cool, especially for a regeneration episode where he's gonna die. It's got to be something special. Because it very rarely you get episodes where the Doctor isn't the driving force of action. Also, I've just realized this is a Dalek episode without Dalek in the title.
Whoa.
And that it works. See? They broke one of the laws. That was the title of the last episode, by the way. Oh. The long game with Satellite 5.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Sonar? In space?
It's coming back to me with like a 10-second delay, like my memories.
I love the Dalek ship. And this Dalek song, I love it. I love the Dalek ships that they're classic 60s saucers, like they were, but done up a bit. It's I love the evil Dalek chants. So was I. Thank you. It's such a good aesthetic, the inside of this ship.
I love it.
Floor could maybe be a little more decorative. I get why it's flat, but like that's my only criticism. And of course, the bronze Daleks, there's a reason we've had them for the past 20 years. Nope. I love that. Such a good season. Like, it's an introduction to Doctor Who, season 1 of a show. I even think this story is made better by the fact the Doctor has to regenerate at the end. If he survived, I don't think it would have been... Like, look at this! This is what he's going into.
Yeah, you could just start on season 2.
And despite... yeah, exactly. And despite that, every single one of those Daleks are shitting their pants. Like, that's the best part. Yeah, could you imagine being like, yeah, just season 2? Like, you don't need all that Rose Doctor development. It's just, Ninth Doctor, like, he's only 9. Like, he's just there for 1. It's like, no.
It's such a solid episode. All of it's just this building and rising tension and mystery.
If you're watching live, don't forget we are going to watch part 2, so don't leave right away. But yeah, we are. Even having seen this before, it's one of those rare where obviously it's not like watching it the first time, but I get the tension. It's just so tightly written and well done that I can appreciate it where I'm not feeling it, and I can feel just some of the gravity of like just no. Explain. I said no. That's my explanation. Is I said no. and I've said before, never are the Dalek. Well, actually, I said never the Daleks done as good as Dalek. That was a lie. It's also this episode, and then it's all downhill. But for now, don't worry. It's a very shallow hill. Very shallow hill.
Okay.
But there's some good Dalek stuff next season. It's a very shallow hill, but this might be the only time. I'm thinking. Not the only time, but definitely the best, and one of very few times where there are like a lot of Daleks. There's like 400,000 Daleks, and there's still a threat. So you probably understand the principle. It's got a name. I don't know it, but in Doctor Who, and a lot like just powerful villains in general, but in Doctor Who, one Dalek is like an unstoppable world-killing machine, right? You saw Dalek. You can't do anything about that. An army of Daleks are cannon fodder, and like you can destroy them by pushing them over. Because if there was actually an army of Daleks as powerful as the single Dalek, and like how powerful they are supposed to be, you just couldn't do anything about it. Like 400,000 Daleks, what the hell do you mean? Like the universe is ending. And so they get defeated really easily, and it diminishes their powerful to the point where like seeing that one Dalek almost becomes unbelievable. But this is actually managing to make it work. And we've only just seen the Daleks. I mean, maybe you'll disagree. I don't think when we get to this part too. But yeah, I'd like to direct everyone's attention. Whoops, okay, I hope you didn't look at the stream for that. But now look at the stream. Because we got to update the thumbnail. And of course, it's a regeneration special. So my little doctor character there, something's going on. Bam. Oh wait, I don't think you can see. Can you see it? Bam. Look at that. Look at that lovely little regeneration effect Alex has done. It works really well, even on like the yellow. It looks kind of better on the blue, I'm going to be honest, but we're in the future. Even better on the yellow. I hope it looks good on the transparent. I haven't tested that. But look at that, our little regeneration effect. I don't have a David Tennant one prepared. Don't get your hopes up too high. But yeah, look at that. It's regeneration time, my dudes. We're about to get some David Tennant and then promptly throw him in the bin for like 2 months.
You can take a nap.
You can take a nap. By the way, I wanted to clarify, blue time vortex means we're going back in time, and orange means we're going forward. It's not from when the episodes came out. It's from wherever they were in the last episode. Same for David Tennant's suit. So I don't know if there's ever a version where they're in the future and they go to the more recent future. And technically, if you remember, this whole season is set 1 year in the future. It's actually a massive... The TARDIS wiki page on the consequences of in episode 3 or whatever, when Rose is taken a year into the future, just that makes the timeline complicated, and there is a very, very, very long description of it on the TARDIS wiki page because the writers kind of forget, and they annoyingly keep continuity well past Rose. I think it's not until like Clara with the 11th Doctor, and maybe even later, that we finally break away from the world being a year in the future. Well, no, because the 60th anniversary has this problem. Like, literally, an episode ago, from, like, modern perspectives, you've got Donna in it, and there's a it has to do with Rose, not this character Rose. There's another character named Rose. I'll be a little spoiler-free for you. But that character Rose is a certain age, but she definitely can't be that age based off when the last time we saw Donna was, and they explicitly say it was like X years ago, and they explicitly set that episode in 2023. And like there's no way you slice it where it works. But also on top of that, because Doctor Who is technically 1 year in the future, even then it's like it's real messy, especially in the 11th Doctor, where we just kind of forget.
I couldn't begin to try and fathom any form of Doctor Who timeline in my head.
Because all the writers forget that we're 1 year in the future, so they have people talk as if it's present day. And that really kind of messes some things up and just leads to contradictions. So, My water bottle here is empty. So you got to entertain the masses. It's up to you. I don't violate TOS, but you got.
Okay, I'll try my best.
Yeah. You gotta go. It'll be like 3 hours, but I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
Chat, friends, Doctor Whoians. You guys, I'll tell you what's right on my mind here right now. Have you guys ever had dill pickle sunflower seeds? I think this is a big thing for a lot of people. I swear, everyone I know loves them. And I got a bag from one of my friends recently. They're bad. They're really bad. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm eating them right now. They taste so much like an actual pickle. I have one in my mouth. It's unnerving how much it tastes like I'm eating a dill pickle. But the texture is just sunflower seed. And I swear I can taste it in my mouth hours after I have one. It's just not great. Why does everyone like dill pickle sunflower seeds? Whatever floats your boat. Like you can like it. I don't see the appeal. Who likes pickles that much? No one's really like, man, I'm a big pickle guy. I guess if you make your own pickles, like you put the cucumber in the mason jars or whatever, those are good. Those are pretty good. But it's just a dill pickle in a sunflower seed format. Kosher dill spear. That's what it's telling me on the bag. You think the doctor likes? The doctor's a sunflower seed person. Maybe Eccleston more than Tennant would have sunflower seeds. Would Eccleston have Eccleston would have dill pickle sunflower seeds, honestly. Tennant, if Tennant was gonna have sunflower seeds, Matt Smith wouldn't. But if Tennant was gonna be eating sunflower seeds, it would be the normal kind, or like they wouldn't be spicy. They would be normal. Eccleston would have. Let's go through the doctors and say which flavor of sunflower seed they'd have. Okay, do it with me now. Eccleston would be a dill pickle guy. I see it. Tennant would be normal. Matt Smith, seed flavors. I'm gonna look up the flavors right now. Whoa, there's a lot of them. Matt Smith, spicy queso, sweet and salty. I don't think Matt Smith would even eat sunflower seeds. He likes fish sticks and custard, right?
Yeah, I'm actually impressed that you remembered that. I got back like a minute and a half ago, but you're just talking about like putting the headphones. It was like the 10th Doctor would eat sunflower seeds. It was like Christopher Eccleston would have sunflower seeds, and I was just like, I gotta listen to this.
I'm eating dill pickle sunflower seeds right now.
Right.
I think Eccleston would as well.
I love that David Tennant is like vanilla. He's 100%. Like the most basic. I kind of find it funny because I was like, I actually want to see this sort of casual fan interpretation of like Dr. Sunflower Seeds.
I hope I kept the attention rate there.
I mean, I was entertained. I might go back. It was like an hour 4, or like it was more like an hour 2 into the recording. I might go and check out.
Yeah, it gets a full picture of my thoughts on their sunflower seeds.
We could do if you actually stick with me through like the whole Doctor Who thing. Like modern would be enough, but even just like the classics as well. There's definitely like weird stuff we could do like that. Like
sunflower seeds feel like a doctor snack.
I don't eat sunflower seeds though, really.
Me neither. But I was given a bag by someone.
We were thinking of growing some because we got a nice little plot in our field. A tree was there. They cut it down so there's a stump. But it's like decades of like yard waste compost, so it's fantastic soil. We were thinking of a bush, but it's kind of blocked. We've got this really vibrant like red tree growing in that now that the leaves are in, it's kind of shaded. So we don't know. We've got a beautiful yard.
Yeah, you got a lot of options.
You haven't seen it since Easter, have you? You need to come.
Correct.
We have a cherry blossom because the yard just keeps having surprises. Yeah, that's in bloom now.
Beautiful.
So I don't know how long that'll last. Probably not long, but it's like a smaller pink one, but still like it's a cherry blossom. We got lilacs that are about to come in. Our rhubarb plant. Alex needs to pick a recipe because God, we got so much rhubarb. I need to harvest the rhubarb and make a pie. We're gonna plant. Did I tell you we're gonna plant pumpkins this year?
Yeah.
Just throw some pumpkin seeds in the ground, see what happens. Because how magical is it, right? As a kid, we don't have a kid, but we'll have a kid. And to like you plant your pumpkin in the summer, and you watch your pumpkins grow, and then you harvest them like at Halloween, and you carve your own pumpkins. But then, right? Because that's mad. But you take the guts out, which you don't need for the pumpkin, but you can turn the guts into pumpkin pie. I'm like, that's the most magical thing I've ever heard. That's amazing.
That sounds
It's
wonderful.
like the
Yeah, this
double
is a good
rainbow
plan.
guy.
This
Like
is a good plan.
oh yeah, we're gonna grow loads of stuff, but we're just seeing what the yard does when we don't
Yeah.
do anything to it. Which, by the way, is like amazing. We might have like 5 cherry trees, as in trees that produce cherries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we bought Mom's refrigerator, the
Oh yeah,
freezer
you told me
unit,
about that. Yeah.
because it was like, oof. By the way, we like your instrument we bought and the typewriter.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And we
be
made
good.
our little cousin rich. We gave her like $40, and she's 6, so like that's like she's set for life, you know? Because we bought the garage sale stuff. This is what people are here for, right?
Yeah,
I
they
don't
want
know
to
what
get
else.
like no, the Doctor Who is just accompaniment to
Yeah.
we're the real characters.
Well, that's what it's gonna be with the 13th Doctor. Like, no, do you think some people actually want to go re-watch that, let alone watch it the first time? Like, most people dropped off, but you know, I listened to a Doctor Who podcast for 13, but then at one point I started watching Doctor Who for a podcast.
We'll convince them over these next 2-3 seasons that
Well,
they need to stay for the bad seasons.
That's
'cause
my
we're so
job.
cool.
Over the next maybe like year and a half or so, I gotta convince you, get you so set to coming here every Sunday that once we get to like the 12th Doctor, you may like the 12th Doctor, you know, but that's kind of the start when it starts getting shaky and people start falling off. I gotta keep you around, right? You know, I gotta keep you hooked on for the dark times. You know, we've got 6 seasons until we kind of start seeing the cracks.
Yeah, you got time to plant your seeds.
Yeah, although maybe you're just a guy who like hates Stephen Moffat. They exist. I don't know. Some people just do. Like, they have valid criticisms, and like to a point, I agree with pretty much everything they say. But to them, it really, really just ruins it. And like Doctor Who was only ever good under Russell T Davies, and like just Moffat from day one was awful. I'm like, okay, Moffat from day one wasn't awful. Like, all his setup was great, provided you ignore the endings. But he, it is the river. We'll get there. But because you finished the bulk of the river story. I think there's like one episode you hadn't seen way in the 12th Doctor.
I think so.
No, because season 7 doesn't have any river. Wait, you barely. You know like everything about River. There's just some extra gunk at the end.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you remember all of it.
Not a lot, but I know I knew it.
Do you remember who River? Okay, spoilers for the people, but do you remember who River is?
I know. I did know.
You did, so you don't know who River is.
But it's something to do with the Doctor's daughter, wife, mom, something.
They
like
are
that.
someone to the Doctor.
Yeah,
They are
I
not
know
the
that.
Doctor's daughter, wife, mom. That'd be Georgia Tennant, who is the
Is
Doctor's...
it just is the River the Doctor?
That'd be... No, Georgia Tennant is the Doctor's daughter, wife, mom. She's the daughter of the 5th Doctor. She's the wife of the 10th Doctor and the 14th Doctor. And she's mother to the 23rd Doctor. We can hope, you know.
River's not the
That's a
TARDIS.
joke.
Someone else is the TARDIS, right?
I don't know the actress, but yeah, that's an episode.
Someone else
The
is
TARDIS is usually played by a wooden box. They've actually recast it a few times, but yeah. This one's a good actor, though, this TARDIS. I think they're probably better, but they're honestly, all the modern TARDISes are really close.
Yeah, River's something.
The one they got now is real good for the TARDIS. Yeah, River is something. I'll grant you that.
And I knew at some point.
Well, that'll be fun to go through the River. I mean, it'll probably come back to you, but there's 2 aspects to River's personality. They're like the big twist. One of them I thought was like obvious from the start. I didn't actually realize we weren't supposed to just know it until it was revealed. And like the characters basically flat out explicitly, you're like, yeah, this is who it is. The second one, I think really is like that. You wouldn't. I mean, you probably could have guessed it. I bet some people did, but that's more of like a good twist. Like, oh, this is who River is. So, yeah. But River's timeline, amongst other things, ugh. You know, a lot of people think, I've said this before, but a lot of people think that they're like too stupid to understand the 11th Doctor stuff because it's too complicated. That's not the problem. The problem isn't that they're too stupid. The problem is that there isn't actually an answer underneath all of it that makes sense. It's that it actually just doesn't make sense.
That
At the
sounds right.
very high surface level, like there's a plot and I could tell you it. And then if I were to tell it to you, you would go, well, what about this? Why they do this? Why they do this? And I'd go, don't question
Nope.
it. It's because they didn't think out ahead of time. And they thought, you know what would be cool? This. And then later on, he went, but what was the resolution? Why an astronaut suit? You know?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So that, yeah, you know, they needed
the
an
water.
astronaut suit because
Right.
they needed it. That's what the history book said. Yeah. So they went back and like they basically dictated humanity our entire course of history. And in the 1960s, these aliens basically decided they needed an astronaut suit. And so that's why humanity went to the moon. That's the story, right? These aliens are later revealed to be from the far future and also a part of the Catholic Church, which is a human organization that most definitely knows how to build an Apollo-era spacesuit and at the very least knows what it looks like, which is the episode establishes what it looks like is all that matters. Like, that's how it works. You just have to make it look like what the universe thinks happened. And so why did they govern humanity? Did they govern humanity to later on create themselves as like what they are? It's a I like the Time of the Doctor. I like Matt Smith's Regeneration episode, but it's not without problems. Most notably the first like 15 minutes and then how it affects the entire plot of the era.
I'll turn off my
Little
thinking cap
things.
when that comes
Like,
around.
Everyone, like, all the individual stories are good, provided you ignore the other ones. That's the problem with. That's the problem with the 11th Doctor's era. That's why season 5 is so good. But then the seasons we get the answers, they kind of, you know. But this isn't Moffat. This is Russell T Davies. And then next week, we're not even doing Russell T Davies. We're doing, well, okay, we're doing Russell T Davies, but like number 2, you know, with Shooty Gadwa.
The reunion.
Right. Who knows how long we've done this stuff for as I fumble with my... Oh, that regeneration effect looks good on the transparent things. I'm going to keep looking at that. I like that. Alex is going to have to make that every time now. When we're doing it, I'm going to be like, right, thank you for the David Tennant thumbnail. Now in 8 weeks, I need another one. Also, I need the regeneration one for that. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. That's how it's going to be. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Sorry, that laugh was realizing people were probably like laid back on their chairs, like on their phone or something. Then within the span of 10 seconds, I like told them we were gonna go, and that was like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The regeneration, yeah, it doesn't work on warm. It's good on black. It's good on cool colors, but you know, this is the transparent one. Actually, no, you know what? I like it. I changed my mind. 180. That's great. I'll have to think if there's any regeneration episodes that are kind of yellow, and then I'll change it. Like all the Dalek scenes, it's not going to look good, but all the Satellite 5 scenes, it's going to look great. Oh, dang, you know what is orange? The actual regeneration. Uh-oh. There, look at that. See that countdown at the bottom? That's when you die, Eccleston. Happy Cinco de Mayo, bitch. What's he doing nowadays? He was
all
in
the memories I
Marvel.
have of this episode
Yeah.
are of the first parter. I don't really remember anything past.
I'm sure it'll come. It'll come to you.
Yeah.
The parting of the ways. The episode I always forget has a second the.
I'm surprised how much I remember of the Dalek ships and stuff.
Oh, it'll all come
These are all
back as you
familiar.
watch it, you know. That was my experience with Star Wars or Star Trek. I remembered exactly 3 scenes, and like every episode came back to me as I watched it.
One of them gets naked.
The Daleks?
One of the Daleks. I think I remember that.
I think you're thinking of. I think I know who you're thinking of, and they don't. But
They take their
it's
little
like if
hats
you
off.
wore transparent clothes.
They open up. I recall this, maybe.
Oh my gosh, the extrapolator came on. Hey, there's the scene they reused for the 50th. I always wondered where that came from. Spoilers. Uh-oh. Dalek's like, I'm the first Dalek in the TARDIS. I think it is. It's like, this is what it looks like. I'm pretty sure that's the first Dalek in the TARDIS.
Wow. Shouldn't they leave immediately now?
Well, it got a force field, and it's the TARDIS. Nothing can get in the TARDIS. That's a bit. Actually, that's Jack. You know, that's Jack. Ooh, maybe that's what you were thinking of.
Maybe. I don't know.
This is a different mask to all the other Daleks. Like, it's got two eyes. I mean, they do have an advantage that season 1, they're not really power creeping, like they're doing a sensible escalation. Let's go back inside, Doctor.
I think the naked one I'm thinking about is just some fancy leader guy.
Yeah, I didn't know that was now, the oncoming storm.
Oh.
They survived through me. Is this who you're thinking of?
Probably. I can
Yep.
see it. I think.
Good reveal too. Jiggly squid boy.
Yeah.
One of the coolest looking emperors too. So he got hands at the bottom. I love Daleks in a crowd. So that laugh there was because the Doctor claimed to know 5 billion languages. Between now and the 14th Doctor, he's gonna learn 55 billion more. Come on. That's a good shot. This, if you're coming off of Classic Who into this is actually kind of more scary. Because, like, this isn't Daleks. They're... Yeah. It's something I never really got on until, like, on a rewatch. Where, like, yeah, these are more than just Daleks, too. They're, like, insane. Even more hateful Daleks. Also, ooh, that's... The TARDIS was cropped over the ceiling in that shot. The light bulb was, like, over... I was about to say, great shot, by the way. But, I am watching the Blu-ray of Season 1, and Doctor Who Season 1 was shot and made in standard definition. But I do feel it was a little more, like, green screeny bad looking than I remembered. You're not gonna see it, because Caden is watching this in standard definition. But yeah, I love the look where the Doctor had his head on the TARDIS, because, like, he had that victory recently, and he's been recovering, but now the war is back. Just the sort of the gunfire and exterminate. Wait a minute. If you win Big Brother, you get to live, but if you win the money game... Like, I wonder if you're realizing watching this episode as well how much of the previous season is set up for this.
Yeah, like, loads.
The whole season is set up for the ending.
Oh, it's good. It's tight. I love it.
Yeah. There is no season tighter than this one. So, wait, 32 minutes into the episode. Put a bookmark there. 32 minutes. Because it's looking like that might be the end of the episode. They might actually arrive in 22 minutes. Take that, Chris Chibnall. You title an episode 42, and there's a disaster in 42 minutes, and you didn't make it real time. That's a little convenient, but I guess it is the future. You know, they just had, like, modern day guns in Dalek.
You'd think Daleks wouldn't give their guards bullets that could destroy them.
Confidence? I mean, they're really hands-off, I guess. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. They're not really their guards either. They're like the guards of the satellite. You know, I have just realized, actually... Oh no, is there a plot hole in this amazing episode? Could the Daleks just blow up the satellite, but, like, below this level? Maybe it's airtight. I'll let it slide. It's so tightly written. Is that acting, or did like he get his dick out in front of you earlier? Now, excuse me, I'm off to join Torchwood. Set it up for me next season. He looks so smug. He's like, no, they won't. I mean, you can kind of understand though. It's almost the equivalent. I mean, they know Daleks are real, but like if they did disappear thousands of years ago, it's like, well, you know, it's like saying that Attila the Hun was going to invade. It's like, what do you mean Attila the Hun is going to invade? Rose, you were there for Father's Day. I love all the music of season 1.
It's really. I was really liking last episode specifically. There were a couple moments that were keying up to my ears.
There's a lot that lasts through not all of the 10th Doctor, I don't think. There's a huge change with 11, but it's really good, these early ones, like 1 and 2. Same composer to like the 13th Doctor though. And also after the 13th Doctor. Wonder if you remember this scene. I'm probably just going to let it play and we can talk about it afterwards.
I don't recall that.
I want to know how you interpret that scene. Or are you too busy crying? Because that's a fair reaction as well.
came back to me as it happens.
Yeah. So a lot of people think, and got that when the Doctor turned, it's supposed to show it's not actually a recording. He's speaking live to Rose, but was pretending it was a recording, basically so she couldn't talk back. And the turn is kind of the acknowledgement and, like, the realization. I never understood that. I always found it a bit weird. I was like, why'd the hologram turn? How'd it know? But
I could get behind that idea.
I like the idea. I like it. I like to think that it actually was a... But it's kind of funny, because I also see people theorize, like, do you think he does that with every companion? Or, like, every time he regenerates, and then he has to record his goodbye? Or, like, the 11th Doctor records one for, like, Amy, and then he just has to keep doing it. He's like, one day this will happen. It'll get used. Meanwhile, 400,000 years later. Okay. Not to be little plot holes, but could he have gone away, built a delta wave, and then come back? Because, spoilers, Rose is gonna come back. You know she's with the 10th Doctor. Well, I think some people have said there might be some real-time tie between, like, the future and the past for some reason. And then he couldn't do it, but...
That's a good point.
Sound familiar? To be clear, the satellite is the delta wave, so he can't bring the satellite into the TARDIS. But have you picked up that he's been in this scenario before? Except the humans are gonna survive in some way. Well, I guess so did the Time Lords. I love the God Dalek guy, actually. Like, it's so unnerving as well, again, if you've just come off of 26 seasons of normal Daleks. Meanwhile... Hey, light poster. Pizza. I love this conversation. It's so mundane.
Right behind her.
New pizza place. What's it selling? Pizza.
Another loud restaurant conversation to add to the season's belt.
Well, you know, it's not fancy like the last one. This is just downtown London.
I
You're
was
right,
assuming
though. They're
they'd make
probably
note of
faked
that
out.
poster.
Yeah, the Bad Wolf poster?
Yeah, I was assuming that, I don't know, there'd be like a moment of realization where she'd like look at it and be like, I gotta go back.
Well,
Maybe it's just,
we're
she'll
11
walk
minutes.
back in.
We're 13 minutes into our 22 minutes. You know, we got some time. I love this chanty. I wish they kept this. I don't even know what the Dalek theme after this is, because this is just so good.
It's really good.
I'm gonna look it up after the stream because I have no idea what the Dalek theme is. Because to me, it's the chanting.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the Dalek theme is "Make me a bacon sandwich." Those are the words to me, but you know, it's that tune. No reaction to the the chanting is ha 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 ha, and to me, it's "Make me a bacon sandwich."
No wonder it stuck around for you.
Oh yeah. I still remember the old ad for the new Mario game. School is out, our grades are good, and here's a way to make summer awesome. If you buy us a Nintendo DS with the Mario game, that would be best. Because if you put words to a song that doesn't have words, those are the words forever. I remember the Adventure Time marathon at 4-3 Central on New Year's Eve. That was like 12 years ago.
How did they get onto that bench without acknowledging any
Rose
of
is
that?
going through a lot. It's London. There's so much graffiti, you know. Oop. You still here?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah, Discord did a weird thing.
Mm.
Rose Tyler confirmed for next season. Bad Wolf Productions. This literally... You know what? I would have loved it if the satellite was actually Bad Wolf Productions instead of Corporation. Look at how many Dalek props that is. How many Dalek props do you think that actually was? Do you think it was like 3
Good question.
that they just looped
Probably.
the footage?
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many they have. It's like 3 to... They'll have 5 next year. Oh yeah. Guess what? Boomtown was set up.
All of it. Oh,
Everything is set up. And it all the previous episodes explain why you can't use time travel or any of that gunk to solve this episode.
It's tight. It's good.
Also, I think Rose just dumped Mickey.
Did that happen?
She's like, there's nothing for me here. And Mickey's like, nothing? She goes, no. I got Jack now. Look at that man. It's like Tom Cruise.
He's pretty good.
Just wish he whipped his dick out less, but other than that... Then again, Jack's whipping his dick out is a lot better than what Mickey did. You know, that's an improvement. By the way, I did remember this happened, but the Daleks did not give their soldiers bullets that could go through them. All right, Time Lord technology, meet the minivan. This is why the TARDIS doesn't like you, Rose. This is why it dropped you off a year late. Maybe don't stand there, though. Because it comes off and just slams her in the back of the head and she dies. Aww. I can sympathize. I drive a small car. It's electric, you know.
But it's got a heart.
Yeah, oh, it's got heart. It's a good car. Hello, Daleks. She still says the words, though. I also love how overkill the android was in terms of offensive capability. It's like, yeah, I could just one-shot a Dalek. Why don't we just use androids for the whole defense, our military?
It's
Could you
the
imagine,
weakest,
like,
yeah.
the other military comes over the hill and you hear a choir of like 100,000? You are the weakest link.
That would be
It's
terrifying.
like they all fire a massive. The hill is just gone. It's just gone. You cut out to a shot of the Earth and you see a beam just go boom, just into
That'd be
space.
scarier
like
than the
the-
Daleks exterminate.
It's like the Death Star just hitting Alderaan. You cut to the beam going off. It's like you cut the beam going through the hill, then the beam going into space, then it's Alderaan exploding. That's the sequence of events. Sorry about the, the tension. You are the weakest link.
terrifying.
Actually, I like that android joke because it is also quite terrifying, but in the Doctor Who kind of campy way. That's right, Father's Day was set up. That perfect episode, set up. Oh no, Father's Day's gonna get back. Man, you gotta warn me when you bring Father's Day up. You can't just throw Father's Day at me like that.
Ugh, it's all.
These episodes could be so hard, like when Dad does eventually die. I see so many comments for that in Star Trek's Dead Dad episode, where it's like, it's so good, but I can't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget that Earth gets, like, massively... Yeah. No comment. I don't know. No comment.
Whoa. Mickey's motivational.
That's Rose maybe getting back with Mickey now. Guess what? Rose Mama's here. Honk honk. Time Lord Tech ain't got shit on me. That TARDIS thinks it's indestructible, but that TARDIS has not met the pure fury of Jackie Tyler. I believe that actually, that the TARDIS is no match for Jackie Tyler.
Oh yeah.
The Time Lords, in all their infinite wisdom, never accounted for this one thing.
You never suspect, you know?
The weapon that the Doctor used to destroy the Time Lords, it was Jackie Tyler. Tyler. The guns do sound a little weak, but you know, this is family show. This ain't Torchwood. It's like, damn it, where's my Torchwood team? We got the big guns. I love... You don't get this anymore. The Daleks just sitting there for a bit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. That's what the plungers are used for. No, he's going up like, ah, shit, that's not a hand.
I can't reach.
Oh, by the way, you know what I said earlier? I wish that their masters did. Oh, no, shit, he's got a hand! You know, I said the doctor, I wish their masters watched the programs. I would have loved the image of some Daleks sitting around watching, like, Big Brother. You know? Yeah, shit, the Daleks are unstoppable now. He's got a claw hand.
Just wait till he gets fingers.
They're evolving.
Opposable thumbs. The universe is doomed.
Could you imagine? It's the scene of, like, a big alien death machine defeated by a flight of stairs. I love it. I just imagine that. Like, a big alien death machine defeated by a simple doorknob. And then they roll out the other Dalek that just has a hand on the front. No. By the way, beautiful scene. I love that you don't hear the Daleks because it's space.
Yeah, but you know
sonar
exactly
would work.
what
But
was
you
said.
see the lights exterminate, and it's just...
That was really good.
Oh, by the way, 22 minutes was a minute ago, I think, wasn't it? Was it 43? I guess they arrived a little while ago, so you know. Jackie, give it a pull. You can beat that TARDIS. You would take that TARDIS in unarmed combat. Could you imagine driving down London and seeing this though? Like, what? Did someone glue? Look, there were even people on the sidewalk there. Like, did someone glue this police box to the dirt? No, Mickey. I must go. My pilot needs me.
TARDIS dumped Mickey.
So you know how you didn't remember Jack with 10 in rows. I wasn't gonna say anything.
It's been assumed.
At least I look like Tom Hanks. I like the skeletal effect too. I think that's also from the classics. It's just a lot better nowadays.
I'd imagine.
Yeah. But the 60s. I should show you how the Daleks fired their gun in 60s. They had like a little paper thing in the tube that kind of went in and out, like it was quite silly. Damn right he remembers. He's learned how to be the Doctor again. He's only alive for like 8 more minutes, but he's finally learned how to be the Doctor again. It's like the conclusion to his arc. Tara's just like, "Nuh-uh, you ain't exterminating my Doctor." Look what I brought. One of your pets. This one's good.
Your pets.
That's how she thinks of them. She
Yeah.
says she calls them strays. I'm gonna put a pin in that. We'll come back to it. You know, we really should have seen Russell T Davies leaning into like the godlike stuff for the Doctor a lot earlier than we did.
It's sick.
It's really well done here. Don't get me wrong. It's literally a Deus Ex Machina, but the power of kind of like it's a spooky amount of power, and the season's just so tightly done. Yeah. Oh, put a pin in that line too. That's it. No more Daleks. They've been defeated. Once and for all. They're extinct. Party Popper. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, Jack kind of dies quite a few times. You were talking about it before stream, that you thought you found a spoiler. That he was like, Jack sustains a potentially fatal injury. I'm like, yeah, he's immortal now. So I'll wait till they're done. And TV movie, this is how you work more towards earning your formerly considered asexual character to kiss a companion. Love this one. Right. It's time. Get your drinks ready. We'll give him a salute. We'll give him a send-off. We're getting close.
Already saluting.
Yeah, but oh, you're a little ahead. He's got a little bit. But so some Torchwood feedback you'll get. Basically, Jack can die now, and whenever he dies, he comes back to life. So I've seen Jack die a fair few times, Caden. Don't worry, that's not a spoiler.
Oh yeah, he had gotten and got.
How does he go back to like the 21st century to go do Torchwood stuff? Oh wait, I remember. No, they do answer it. I think he wants to find the doctor, so he goes to like Victorian Earth because he's like he'll show up eventually, and it turns out it actually takes a fair amount of time. Oh, look at the ceiling! You don't see that every day. It's hype for the ceiling. All right, get your drinks open. I got my water bottle. Oh no, shoot. I sang a song. Uh-oh. Wish I had a David Tennant thumbnail prepped, but, you know, these take time. Those are pugs. Wait, is that a pun I missed? I've seen him with two heads, actually.
Oh.
Ooh. This must have blown your mind if you weren't aware of regeneration.
Yeah.
Like I think David Tennant was the doctor when I started watching, so like I was aware, but I've heard accounts of people who are like, "Oh my god." And like kids who didn't know because they weren't in the news or whatever. All right, get ready. Water's up. Salutes. Actually, he wouldn't like that. He's like a northerner. Give him like a middle finger to the king. You know, flip off the royalty for him. Do it.
Freckle.
Flip off middle fingers.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
I drank a little early. Here we go. Second middle finger. Screw the royalty. But here he is. Here's our boy. Normie's favorite, Mr. Tennant. Barcelona. Doctor Who will be back. Not Christmas. It will be for the Christmas. Actually, it won't be for the Christmas invasion. It'll be for Space Babies. But then we'll be back afterwards. So actually, I might do a bit of a tease. There's a little bit more to that scene. I think we might review that on stream if people want to... Actually, hang on. What the heck is it called? Do you want to give some thoughts on your Ninth Doctor, this season as a whole? Like, as I prepare this stuff?
Question immediately. Mm-hmm. How much do doctors, like, of the details of the previous life do they remember when they regenerate?
All of it. It's the exact same guy. So the way... by the way, Doctor Who Born Again Children in Need special. Whoops. I'm going to put a link to that in the chat. We'll probably watch this as an extra. So sometimes you'll see... it's an amazing plot device to explain away we don't quite know what the character is going to be yet. But they have something called regeneration sickness, where most of the doctors are kind of weird afterwards. Their personality's not quite settled. They might have amnesia. they might basically, it's if a doctor does something strange because it was episode 1 that's kind of out of character, that's the reason. But other than that, all the memories, I mean, they'll forget stuff over time normally, but the way it's often explained, there's a great Big Finish, naturally. Their first story has a great explanation where basically the doctor's always fundamentally the same person. They've got the same beliefs, the same, like, morality, that sort of stuff. But different aspects of their personality get kind of highlighted more than others over a generation. So the doctor's always kind of sarcastic. They're always have got like just a little quirky. They never really care what other people think about them. They're just being themselves. But it's accentuated different more. The 6th, 1st, and 12th Doctors are a little harsher and grumpier and rough. But all the doctors, like the 9th Doctor has this bit where he's like, no. I said no. Even David Tennant has got his, like, you get one chance, but after that one chance, you're dead. And so it's the same character.
Okay.
This is actually, I love it because often we think of them as different characters, like they're literally a different actor. Their personality, like, yeah, they're doing the same things. They've got the same beliefs, but yes, it is, different. That it's fair to say they're kind of different characters mechanically, but the 14th Doctor's first line, it's a wonderful regeneration scene. I love it because it's David Tennant again, of course, and he does like the regeneration. He's like, it's like he kind of looks at his mouth weird, and he goes, "I know these teeth." And then he looks at himself. He's like, "What the heck? I'm David Tennant again." But I love that line because in that line, I instantly got the sense that, like, yes, this... Like, I always knew they're the same characters, but when this man in front of me is the same person as the woman who was just there a second ago, and also the 2 previous men, like, since he was last David Tennant. It's not, which the general population especially struggles with this, it's not the 10th Doctor coming back. The 10th Doctor never left. Like, the 9th Doctor never left. The 9th Doctor is still here. He's just looks like David Tennant now and has a slightly different personality. They're all there. But, well, no, they're not, because that implies they're, like, individuals who are all there. It's the same guy every time. So that's how regeneration works. Okay. Let's just ignore all the bad writing in 13, and it still holds true. I'm sorry, we don't... There's going to be little jabs here and there, especially when Chibnall's writing an episode. But we've moved past it. I said my 60th when I had my fun. You now have to slap me. You have to drive here. I'll wait. We'll sit at the stream as you do, like, the 20-minute drive. Even when you go to Florida, we'll sit here for, like, 6 hours as you drive up and then, like, slap me. And we'll continue. You'll go back down, and then we'll continue the review,
Of course.
So if I do it twice, it's a 12-hour stream, at least. I really wish I had a David Tennant thumbnail, because I'm probably about to watch this Children Need special as a bit of a teaser. Because, well, I'll go into that in a bit, but... Yeah, I mean, it was good. It's the most consistent season. It's often ranked as the best. I think Season 9, a lot of people will rate really high, and Season 9's got some good ones. But it's also the 12th Doctor, so, like, a lot of people just weren't... Fans like the 12th Doctor. That is the extent of people who like the 12th Doctor. No, I'm sorry. Fans love the 12th Doctor. And I'd love to get a chat by the time we get the 12th Doctor, because I don't understand just how much the fans love the 12th Doctor. Because he's got, I've said before, some aspects are just like, I think there's a ceiling on how good the 12th Doctor can be because of some of his, like, you've heard me, like, I loved your joke. What was even the context where, because it was something we were talking about, I told you where he told that little girl she wasn't important, and then in the middle of the watch along you were like, he should have said she wasn't important. Like,
there were a couple of moments where
that got me so much.
In this episode, or it was the first episode when he was talking to the girl on the TV show, and she's like, "Do people like me?" In that moment in my head, I was like, "This is the moment where the Doctor could say you suck."
You're not important.
No one likes her character.
The 12th Doctor would have said that, right? That's the kind of guy the 12th Doctor is.
Mhm.
And like you can sort of have that. You can have like a grouchy doctor on the exterior, but you can't have the doctor say somebody isn't important.
Mhm.
That's not allowed. That you just don't. Um, unless it's like a slave owner and you're like, I'm so important. It's like, no, you're not. The money doesn't make you important.
Mhm.
Like, but even then, it's like, every person's important, that kind of philosophy.
Yeah.
There's one, I love the YouTuber say, I can't, um, there's one episode, it's not very good. It's called Let's Kill Hitler.
Yeah, I know that one.
Really?
I remember it, I think, because it's Matt Smith,
Really?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember Let's Kill Hitler?
Because that one's wild. They go to, like, see Hitler, and there's, like, Nazis everywhere, and it's so
They
weird.
put Hitler in the cover. Yeah, well, all right. Well, now that this one's demonetized, there's a Tesselected guy. There's like a robot from the future that basically goes back and finds war criminals who were unpunished in their time and gives them hell, is like how they put it. They basically are like go back and torture people like Hitler, like other Nazis who were
Mhm.
awful people but never got what they see as justice in their time. Um, and I know a YouTuber is, who said, I don't think he actually directly does this in the episode, but the doctor doesn't approve of that. He's like, that's the kind of person the doctor is who would stand in front of literally Hitler and defend his rights.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, the doctor would still like depose Hitler, but by
Mhm.
God, would he like do everything he can to make sure Hitler is deposed humanely?
Mhm.
Like a lot of the doctors would kill Hitler if like it came to that, but also that would be the last resort. The result is let's go put Hitler in the cupboard. Like basically, let's put him in the prison. Let's give him the
Mhm.
trial, and then he goes to
Yeah.
prison for life.
Mhm.
And yeah, I can't remember what the original point was. Like, does the 12th Doctor not fight for? I don't remember. This doesn't seem to relate to the 12th Doctor in any way. The 12th Doctor would have punched Hitler in the face, but you know. Which I want to be clear, that's not inherently a bad thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I should clarify that. It's not inherently bad. I actually, that same YouTuber, there is a scene where the 12th Doctor's got a black companion, and they're meeting a racist guy, or no, they're just meeting some guy, and he's like, now Bill, that's the companion. It's like, you're kind of emotional, let me do the talking. This guy, he like doesn't care about human life. We know that. Like, I need to keep a cool head. Is like, we need a cool head. Let me do the talking. And Bill's kind of like offended. It's like, fine, I get it. It's like, I probably would go off with this guy. And then the guy enters the room. They turn. He's like, oh, hello, doctor. He turns and he sees Bill sitting in a chair. And he goes all racist, like, what the hell are you doing? Don't you know to bow to your betters or something? Doctor taps his shoulder. He turns around. It just punches him in the face. I know the YouTuber was like, yeah, I don't like that scene. Because he's like, that's not really how the doctor should do stuff, which I agree
Mhm.
with on a certain level. It's more for the comedic sake of like, Bill, we got to do we got to be diplomatic, so let me do the talking. And then the doctor's first action is to punch that guy in the face for being a racist. Pros gods. I believe the solution to racism is not punch racists in the face. That's probably the extent I agree with the opinion.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk about it more in 2 years when we get to Thin Ice. Well, probably 3 because the modern Star Trek's going to delay it. So, Caden, in the
Hello.
UK, there is something known as Children in Need. It's like Red Nose Day. You might have seen some things from it, but it's a big charity thing. The BBC raises money for charity for kids. It's nice charity, good times. And as kind of tradition, you get a lot of big franchises and names in Children in Need, and they'll just waive their license fee because it's for charity. And Doctor Who, being the British institution that it is, quite frequently features in Children in Need.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, I mean, you might have even seen some Doctor Who clips. There's some good ones. There's one with the 10th and 5th Doctor called Time Crash, which is there was one recently, David Tennant, like they had a David Tennant regenerate into the host, or like a host regenerate a David Tennant or something. But every now and then, oh yeah, there's also the one we don't talk about from like the 90s.
Oh.
But it was like a crossover with EastEnders. It's just weird. I've never seen it, but it's what the heck is it called? Dimensions in Time. There we go. I'm sorry I've brought it up. But yeah, uh, yeah. Sometimes they don't, instead of just like a fun little charity thing, it's actually like a canonical entry into Doctor Who. One of those, it was the Children in Need special in I believe it'd be 2005. Yes, yeah, May or 6. Basically, between what we just saw in the Christmas special, there was a Children in Need. And so Russell T Davies insisted, they'd already filmed the Christmas special, and they insisted, let's actually just make it a canonical part of the series. No, like, Red Nose Day mascots, whatever. That is a continuation. It's, like, just set in between the start of Christmas Invasion and what we just saw. That, oops, those numbers now actually do something. The numbers control the OBS stuff, but that... I'm not going to get the time bar on for this one because it shows so up. But that is this special, Born Again, which I think we give it a little bit of a watch. It's not as good as Time Crash, but it is also 7 minutes. So, you know. I didn't know if we'd do these for the live streams, but we can do them.
Oh, I'm excited.
I wonder, actually, I wonder if I have this just on, like, a Blu-ray I haven't ripped. Because I've got Time Crash on a Blu-ray, which it's very good. So, are you ready for some David Tennant with the wrong thumbnail on screen? I know we said we were going to wait for 2 months, but we get to tease David Tennant.
Already.
I could honestly probably just stream this straight up, but this video didn't have an ad, so, you know. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Same rules as usual. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And look at, oh my goodness, that's louder.
Geez.
And we're not even going to have, oh, I can do subtitles. We're not even going to have the time bar. That was very loud, by the way. This is at, like, no volume. And I assume this is what Doctor Who looked like before it was oh, no, this is very standard. Oh, there was a cut there, but whatever. This is just the last episode. You're watching the link I sent you in chat, so you know. Okay, these subtitles aren't working. Can you hear it good?
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, no, we're still right. The Ninth Doctor's in this special. Look at that. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. We were here. Flip off royalty, middle fingers.
Oh, I've got one of those chairs in the background.
What chairs? We'll check later. We'll check later. Oh, yeah, and we were going to look up the Dalek theme from, like, Matt Smith's era. It's probably lame. Here we go. We're getting to the new stuff. Yeah. Who's the king now? George? I don't know.
He didn't really explain the trick, though, did he? I mean, it's like, makes sense now.
No, but, like, I mean, they'll do it in the Christmas Invasion.
Yeah.
This was, like, inserted in the middle, you know? Like, they didn't know they were going to do this. He looks so young.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they filmed their scenes separately as well. They're not actually in the same room. Oh, it's the new intro. I think they do it up a little bit for Tennant. I forgot. I don't think we got those bits before. Watch me be totally wrong. David Tennant! Woo! Yeah, we didn't have this bit. It's definitely, it's done up. It's done up. Oh, it still says episode 13 on my transparent thing, but whatever. In fact, maybe just get rid of that guy. No, put it back. Good year. Well, it's okay. Hopefully he'll get a new hand.
Whoa. Memories.
Does he always have sideboards?
I think so.
By the way, that Love the Mole line is referenced in the 60th. Sorry, I loved...
A little rock.
Yeah. Hey, now they do explain it. Hope you watched the charity thing. Run. So this was the short literally for you, where you just asked me all the questions about regeneration. I'll say he's actually really consistent, like his doctor, right from the off. Bear in mind, they had filmed the special, but he's not in it a lot. Well, not yet. What was this TARDIS sound effect? It might be ending. It might be that brief.
How can that not be?
Wait. I mean, it is kind of like a good suspense, because we don't know if Rose is, you know, gonna really continue with the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he didn't. Oh, you can't say the F word, Doctor. He just gives it his all, no matter what his line is. There's a show called Extras where he plays like a parody of the Doctor, but he is the Doctor. It's like a parody Doctor Who scene where he gives ridiculous dialogue. It's like, see, finally we referenced Captain Jack, which we don't do in the Christmas Invasion, that they just abandon him. But, what was I talking about?
His playing of a parody Doctor.
Oh yeah, he still gives it his full on, and it just sounds like the 10th Doctor. Even though it's like, we're gonna turn to slugs in 30 seconds if I don't grab this sodium chloride. What's that, Doctor? You would know it as table salt, but it's so just, yeah, that's the Doctor. There we go. It's just a short little thing to bridge. Kind of nice.
It's gotta be. I feel like that's so gotta be in the episode though. It answers questions.
Well, the Christmas special is also going to answer a lot of regeneration questions. Because this was it kind of suffers because it was so like they did it after they filmed the Christmas Invasion. So, it's already set in stone what happens. So they can't really change much. In
Yeah.
fact, it's almost a little weird when they do land in the Christmas invasion that Rose is just like, yeah, I mean, that's the Doctor, I guess. You know? I mean, she does sort of like start to accept him, but I mean, little does she know, it's like, Rose, I'm sorry, but that one is your Doctor. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna forget about that 9 guy real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, as I said, I think Rose gets a little more annoying after we saw it a bit when she was at like the fish and chips place, and she was like, "Well, I just can't do that." It was almost like I am better than you, kind of like teeny. It's like, Rose, just go work at a charity. Like, all the other companions have figured this out. Literally every other companion makes a difference in the world without the Doctor after they leave. But like, you can do this. Like, I understand it, of course, but she is like a little condescending at times. Like that's very understandable there, but she gets very. The whole kind of point of season 2 is like,
Sorry, 1 sec.
oh, you're dying. Well, so Caden doesn't know
Alright,
the
I'm back.
classics. Oh, I was gonna go over the sunflower thing for the old Doctors. Like, what would
Oh,
7
tree.
have? 7 wouldn't eat the sunflower. 7 would make you eat the sunflower, but by eating the sunflower, and it's all part of his big plan to like take down the government of Mars. You know, that he actually put into place like 2 regenerations ago. But what the hell were we talking about?
Annoying.
Oh, yeah, the
Rose.
whole point of season 2 is that, like, you know, we just saw in this episode the consequences of the Doctor's actions, that they are kind of like reckless and toying with people's lives almost for entertainment. Well, you know, we'll get into that in July. You'll miss a lot of it. I'm sure I'll get you for all the bad ones. Oh no, wait a minute, hang on. When are you actually going to Florida? Like, do you know
20th.
what weeks you're gone?
Like
20th?
Well, because it's also I've got a number of things to settle here that I'll be like sort of out of town for, and that crosses at least 2 weekends that I know of.
Hang on, you have to be here for. Let me see. So, I'm getting my calendar up. The audience is in absolute suspense after like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Oof. They're like, what is it? See, look at all this Doctor Who you haven't seen. We jumped on there. So hang on. There is the 30th is Christmas Invasion. Then we have New
June,
Earth,
right?
Tooth and Claw. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll miss that.
School reunion. Oh, the 21st. You'll miss school reunion. Actually, I'll miss.
No, Christmas Invasion.
I'll miss the 21st as well. There's not going to be a stream that weekend, so that's the 28th. That's a good one, but it is kind of classic-y, so I don't know. We'll work something out. Go on the fireplace, right? Okay, no, we're good. Oh, no, we're good. I need you in, like, September for Love and Monsters. You think you can do September for Love and Monsters?
Yeah.
This one. Controversial. I'll put it that way. It's a controversial episode. Not in that, like, it deals with some controversial topic, whatever, but it's a divisive episode. That's the word I'm looking for. A lot of people hate it just because it's got a bad joke at the end. That seems to be the reason, but I love it. It's a great episode. 10 out of 10. It's got Elton John music in it.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
It's got the Absorbaloff, who I think you remembered.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious. Remember we found that?
Yeah, people's like faces.
Doctor
inside
Who
of it.
Yeah, you remember the not the Absorber, Absorbaloff figure. I want a figure of the Absorbaloff. This guy,
Yeah,
the
I remember,
Absorbaloff.
I remember.
Yeah. It's got Moaning Myrtle in it, like literally in the Absorbaloff, but also in the episode. People don't like this guy. People don't like this design. A literal child did it for like a competition, like Get a Monster and Doctor Who, and people like bash it. And it's like, dude, first off, there's nothing really wrong with it in general, but also it's literally like a child's dream. There it is. Look at this picture. This child's drawing of an Absorbaloff. It's like, I get my monster in Doctor Who. And now they go like all their life for the past 20 years, just like, man, isn't the Absorbaloff hot garbage? It's like,
I think it's
whoa.
fine. It's not great, but it's not awful.
I mean, it's absolutely fine. Like, first off, it's actually really high quality done. Like, regardless of the design, that
Yeah,
looks
the
good.
execution.
That
Yeah.
looks great. Like, you know, but it's fine. Like, is that really? That's fine. Look at it.
Yeah.
It's not the most threatening thing, but honestly, it's a low stakes episode. Like, the doctor's barely in it. So you'll probably miss this early chunk. Oh, you miss the Cybermen down here.
No, I
Bad
mean, I
Moth.
might make it.
Yeah, you can miss Tooth and Claw. Like, it's Tooth and Claw.
I'll miss the Christmas invasion,
Oh, you
and
will.
then yeah, and then maybe New Earth.
June 30th. You'll miss that.
Yeah, I believe so. I don't think I'll be
Dang.
in town. By school reunion, I'll probably be good. But then another break in August / late July, like the 28th, probably. Whatever's happening then, I'll miss.
Ooh, you'll miss the one with the devil. That's quite a strong one. I don't like
Oh,
it.
I
as
remember
much.
that. I remember that.
I
He
don't
goes
like
down
the
in the big
devil
elevator,
one.
doesn't he?
You know how I just like said people don't like Love and Monsters because of one bit at the end?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the devil one because I cannot get by the horrible, horrible misunderstanding of black holes that in 2006, honestly, you really should have known better. Like, you really should have known better. It's like the doctor's like, we're orbiting a black hole. That's impossible. It's like, no, doctor, that's not how orbits work. Even in 2006, like, someone should have known this. Someone should have been able to tell you that was wrong. And I can't get past it. Just can't. And it's got, like, yeah.
Someday.
No day.
No.
No
Never
day.
mind.
It just kills all the tension. It's like, which is weird because the main enemy is literally the devil, but one of like 3 appearances of the devil, I believe, in Doctor Who, and they're all a different person. Don't think too much about that. There's one in There's one in the last, not the last, one of the last Classic Who episodes. Mm-hmm. There's one in here. Oh yeah, I think there's one in the 3rd Doctor. She's like an antimatter Doctor Who, 3rd Doctor, that's 2nd, 3rd, Devil. What do you, okay, I want you to picture how, like, the 70s would, Doctor Who, that's the Sea Devils, Red Devil, Master, would have done the Devil, right?
Man in red body paint. Nothing, and completely naked. He's really tall and buff.
I'm really struggling. What the hell is it called? Is it Colony in Space? This is very important to me, Caden. You're stuck here. Doctor Who list of episodes. Oh, it's literally open in this monitor. It's not season 7. It's after the 3 Doctors. Or is it? Wait, the Daemons. Is it the Demons? I think he might be in 2, honestly. Okay, the Demons is the one I'm thinking of. That's a pretty good picture. I actually don't know what the guy's name is. Which was really hindering my ability to Google. It's important. It's important. Is it Azazel? Azel? Doctor Who, the Daemons. Azal. That sounds like the guy. Alright. Now, you don't get the bad CGI effects. Honestly, I probably own this episode. I could get it up for you. But there he is.
I was almost close.
He's also absolutely ginormous. And badly green screen. There you go. You can see some effects there.
Big red buff guy.
Yeah.
Boom.
It was exactly that. Look at him. Here's him on the cover. Great content for the stream, because remember, this is all blurred. And you can't even read the text that's blurring it. Yep, that's an episode where, like, the Master's just doing cult stuff. I don't really remember.
Sounds right.
Yeah, look at this guy. Look at this guy. His little You remember that crispy guy you don't like? This is what he looks like before.
No,
You
I
know,
don't
he
trust
really let himself go. You know, after this regeneration. But anyway, probably gonna wrap things up. We still have some things to discuss. We need to get you watching some classic Doctor Who episode. I'm sorry, I've just seen this picture, and I have literally no recollection of this weird Doctor. I'm gonna put this in the chat.
I bet you
Because
blocked
I
that
have
out.
literally no recognition. It's from the colony in space. I don't know what that is.
I don't want to know.
I think that's a good one. I think it's colony in space is a good one about like segregation and stuff. But also, I think it has a bad reputation, so I might be thinking of a different episode. I don't know. There's a lot of classic Who, man. It's just look at all this classic Who.
Yeah.
It's all like 3 hours long. I rounded up as a joke, but actually it's not the farthest off. So yeah, I will say thank you all for watching. Next week we have got Space Babies and the Devil's Cord. I'm pretty sure Space Babies is about like dinosaurs, but also it's like in dinosaur times, but it's got space babies. That's very Doctor Who, isn't it? You know, it's like I don't know how we get from dinosaurs to space babies. But by God, I don't know why they're in dinosaur times and it's not about Silurians. Maybe it is. But I am so excited because I know next to nothing. I know there's an episode about a certain group. I know what group that is. I've seen the dinosaurs. I know the titles. I know Space Babies is about space babies. I think that's genuinely my total knowledge of this season of Doctor Who. And I am so happy to be in like a new season and that's what I know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the trailers. I'm excited. I am excited.
It'll be good. I'm excited.
So, what the heck? Hang on. What's New Year? What? There's a weird note on footnote on Wikipedia. That's important. This episode was first, so the 12th series. I don't know. It's just thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is why my
Bye-bye.
video hard drive is getting full.